When he pulled me over, he walked up, opened my door because my window don't work, right? Okay. And then I said, so what I did wrong? Yeah. He said, well, for one, your headlights are off under this weather. I'm like, okay. There's multiple people headlights off, first of all, and then there's no rain.
It doesn't matter. You're still required to have headlights on.
Can you pull that law up?
Huh?
Can you pull that law up?
Yeah, when you step out of the car, I will.
Can you call your supervisor?
Huh?
Can you call your supervisor?
All right, go for it.
Exit the vehicle now. Exit the vehicle. Show me your hands.
Here. I'm here. What is your reason, sir?
The body cam footage has come out, and it's not looking too good for William McNeil Jr. The question is where did he go wrong in the stop? And did the police officers use too much force? I'm Tamara. You're watching the Tamera Nealy Show. I would like to welcome back all my returning subscribers. And if you're new here, I would like to let you know I'm happy you're here. All right, y'all. So we haven't talked since last week. I hope you had a great weekend. Let's quickly say a word of prayer. All right. Lord, I thank you for today. I thank you for each and every person watching this video. Lord, I thank you for reminding us, Lord, that we're not alone. Ask you to help us to cast our cares on you because you care about us, Lord. And I just pray that each and every listener is reminded of the truth, which is you, Lord. You are the truth. You are the way. You are the life. And no one comes to the Father except through you, Jesus. So, Lord, I just pray that each and every person submit their heart to you. And I pray for this situation happening between William McNeil Jr. and the police department. Lord, I just pray that justice be served in this case. And Lord, I just pray that the truth come to light. Lord, help us to see things clearly in this case. In Jesus' name, amen. There is a clip going viral that the driver posted. The driver, William McNeil Jr. The thing is that he didn't show the full-on interaction. So most people are just basing their judgments off of the video he posted. Well, there's more to the story, and we're about to watch the body cam footage and see what actually happened. Okay, so let's go ahead and watch that. Then I want to watch what he had to say in his most recent press conference with his parents. Okay, so this is about to be interesting, and there will be a moral to the story. Let's get started. Y'all, notice how the police walks up to him. He immediately opens his door. And he says, yes, sir. All right.
Open like that? I don't have a window that works. Is there a reason that you're pulling me over? Yeah, absolutely there's a reason why I'm pulling you over. For one thing, inclement weather, you don't have your lights on. Two things, you're not wearing your seatbelt. It's daylight. I don't need the lights. And it's not raining. It's not raining. This is inclement. It's not raining.
So before the police could even explain why he was pulling him over, because notice he said one reason is because his headlights weren't on. The second reason is because he didn't have a seatbelt, and he said he was about to say the third, but he was interrupted by William, and William started firing back. This is what you don't want to do when you're having an interaction with the police, because this sort of interaction could end deadly if it escalates. And so that's why it's important to comply and also just listen. We've all been stopped by the police before. And most people don't have reactions like this. I've been stopped by the police before, and they're usually pretty understanding and nice in my experience. I had one police officer pull me over for speeding probably 2 years ago. I was in a town that I wasn't used to, and I didn't see the speed limit sign. And so I was going over the speed limit and didn't even realize it. And so this officer pulls me over, and he's like, hey, you're going over the speed limit. Where are you from? And everything, we're kind of talking and everything. I'm like, I'm from such and such. And, and he says, what do you want to be when you grow up? And so I think I told him I want to be the White House press secretary. I want to do this. I want to do that. And he says, all right, well, I'm going to let you off this time. But just make sure you're going the speed limit. And you know what? I went on about my way, and that was that. But I think in this situation, this young man is reacting the way he is because he's hiding something. So he's trying to take control over the situation, which is a red flag for the officer. I'm sure this officer has stopped multiple people, and he knows this interaction isn't normal. So let's keep watching.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm telling you why I'm pulling you over. Give me your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance.
No, call your supervisor. Why?
Excuse me?
Call your supervisor. Why did you pull me over?
Do you think the officer was unreasonable? I think the officer was making a routine traffic stop here. He's telling him why he was pulled over, and the young man immediately gets defensive. And I want you guys to remember this, because we're going to watch later on him in this press conference explaining how he felt that day. So let's keep watching. Notice he said no, he's not going to give the license and registration.
I already told you.
Why did you pull me over?
Step out of the vehicle.
No,
Step out of the vehicle.
He then shuts his door, doesn't comply. Imagine being the officer in this situation. Most officers want to go home to their families, and they want to make sure they make it to see another day. So the officer is more than likely a little bit nervous right now. The guy has shut his door. It's not like he can see if he's touching something. So he even is about to tell him, hey, make sure your hands are up where I can see you. The officer is totally probably caught off guard. Like, what is really going on? He's suspecting there's more to this story. Also, shout out to Police Activity for posting this footage so that we could watch this video. Be sure that you like this, and also that you're subscribed and you hit the notification bell so you're aware when new videos come up. Let's keep watching it.
25 seconds. We're not 4. The driver just slammed the door and locked it. Yep.
He's overreacting for no reason. But there is a reason. We're about to see why he's overreacting by the end of this video.
Keep your hands where I can see them, sir. My camera's on too.
So we know that this is when, notice he says, my camera is on too. Notice that. That was 1 minute and 30 seconds into the interaction. Both of them turn on their camera. Let's keep watching. I wanted to point that out because there's a reason why I'm pointing that out later.
Okay. Right now you're under arrest for resisting. You understand? You're under arrest for resisting. The longer you take us on, the worse it's going to be. Keep your hands where I can see them, sir. Okay.
So he's under arrest for resisting. The young man still doesn't get out the car. How are people on the internet justifying his actions?
Sir, this is your last warning to open the vehicle and exit before we're going to break the window. Open the door and exit, or we are going to break the window.
He said multiple times, open the door and exit, or else we're going to break the window. Open the door and exit, or we're going to break the window. This was said to him multiple times. When an officer gives you a command, you have to listen to the officer. That's called the law. That's how the law works. You can't just then all of a sudden be like, no, I'm making up my own rules. No, the officer is the authority in the situation. If you don't agree with why he's stopping you and you have an issue with that, that's fine. That's why we have the court of law. So you can take the ticket to the court and say, hey, I don't agree with this. I don't agree with the officer pulling me over for this because X, Y, and Z. And the court will hear that information and they'll decide whether or not they are going to honor your statement and they're going to not give you the ticket, or you're going to pay for the ticket. It's that simple. But this young man has made this situation a lot harder than it has to be. My mom taught me, don't make life harder than it has to be. But this is where discipline comes in. This is where having an active father in your life comes in. Somebody who teaches you the importance of honoring authority. One thing about my dad is he taught me the importance of respecting authority. If your teacher asks you to do something, you do it. If the police ask you to do something, you do it. You listen to authority. But we live in a culture nowadays that feels like they can do whatever they want to. And you have a lot of black people who will rally around people who are breaking the law. We see this time and time again. This whole situation could have been avoided if this young man would have just listened to the police officer. What happened later on wouldn't have happened. But here we are. So let's keep watching.
Open the break the window.
Well, we're conducting a traffic stop right now. You need to
No, he's under arrest.
Hey, all out of the car on the first step.
Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting.
He told him multiple times.
Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting.
Under arrest for resisting. That's a real charge that you can get. If you don't follow the officer's, if you do not follow the officer's commands and you're in a situation like that, you can be charged with resisting arrest. So him saying, call your supervisor, that's not going to help. Really, he's making his situation even worse because this went from, hey, you're being stopped because your headlights are not on and your seatbelt's not on to now you're resisting arrest. So now he's racking up even more charges. Do you see how this situation has gotten worse and worse and worse when he simply could have just listened? So this comes back to the moral of the story. Don't make life harder than it has to be, okay? So let's keep watching actually, let's skip to this part where the viral video comes in. This is the video that was posted on TikTok, okay? This is the viral video interaction between William McNeil Jr. and the police department. What you're going to see in this video is going to make it seem like this police officer is treating William wrong for no reason. Now, I'm not saying it's right to punch somebody, but I'm just saying there's more to this story. If you've ever watched body cam footage, you see police officers every day having to use force of some kind to arrest individuals who are resisting arrest. This is why you don't want to resist arrest, because then the officer may have to use force against you. And it could hurt you. It could make you feel uncomfortable. It could turn into a bigger situation. Okay? So I want you to watch this interaction. After we get done with this, I want to head over to the press conference. Okay?
And then I said, so what I did wrong? Yeah. He said, well, for one, your headlights are off under this weather. I'm like, there's multiple people headlights.
Okay, that's still on
and then there's no rain.
It doesn't matter.
Well, look here. There's droplets on the car window. So clearly it was raining at some point and maybe the weather conditions are not conducive for people's headlights to be off. On top of that, the police officer mentioned something about a seatbelt and he had a third reason as well, but you never let him speak. So we don't even know what the third reason was. But here's the deal. This young man is overreacting for a reason. Most people just comply with the officer. They take their ticket, they go to court, they dispute the ticket, and they go about their way. They get to go home. But this young man has decided to take it to another level. And the question is why? Why is he doing this?
You're still required to have headlights on.
Can you pull that law up?
Huh?
Can you pull that law
Yeah,
up?
when you step out of the car, I will.
Hey.
Can you call your supervisor?
Huh?
Can you call your supervisor?
All right, go for it.
See, they didn't have a choice at that point other than to bust the window because they asked him multiple times to exit the vehicle. They gave him a fair warning that if you do not exit, your window will be busted. Now he's got damage to his car. You see how much damage is piling up because he's not listening to authority? If you're watching this video and maybe you're a young person, take notes from this guy on what not to do. Make sure you're listening to authority. If the officer tells you to do something, you do it. Unless it's putting you in great bodily harm and he's telling you to do something that is just totally, which most situations, that's not the case. This did not have to end up this way.
Exit the vehicle now! Exit the vehicle! Show me your hands. Here.
Now, people mentioned that punch or whatever it was, him kind of, the officer doing that and, you know, him getting hit. Now, I'm not sure why the officer chose to do that to him, but this is what happens when officers have to use force. Hands get thrown. You don't know what's happening. It's all in the moment. And this is why you want to make sure you're compliant to begin with. So your window doesn't get busted out. So you don't get arrested. So you don't get more charges. And you can go home and eat a nice home cooked meal. There's a reason why he's released this footage right now. And he's trying to get it to work to his advantage. And some people have fallen for it, but also some people have not. If you look on TikTok, people on TikTok are looking at him crazy.
William McNeil Jr., that driver that got punched twice in the face in Florida, had a suspended license. Why is he driving anyway? He got pulled over for not having his taillights on, and when the cop pulled up to the window, he didn't roll it down.
Some of them at first believed him and believed his story because they saw this footage that he shared. Some of the people who supported him are looking at him like, dude, you put yourself in this situation. And they talk about, oh, he was so calm and, oh, he was just, I can't believe this happened to him because he was just so calm and, no. He looks probably calm right there when the police goes ahead and knocks that window out. But since the beginning of this interaction, he's been combative, disrespectful, and argumentative. This did not have to go as far as it did. But because he did not follow directions, he did not follow instructions, he put himself in this situation.
What is your reason, sir? What is your reason? Step out now. All right. No.
Whoa. See, and he was resisting arrest, and then they had to use force again.
Put your hands behind your back. Hands behind your back.
And people are commenting on the black 2 officers who were there. They're doing their job, just like every other officer. They're here to arrest somebody who is breaking the law. They're doing their job.
What's wrong with you? What you mean? I was putting my hands behind my back. I was home. Ain't no talking now, man. Ain't no talking. Fucking took that shit, bro. What's going, bro? What's going on, man? You're under arrest. That's what's going on. No. Yes, bro. Yes. That was not for reason, bro. You look on the phone like that, bro?
Yeah, I'm gonna take it off now, man. Bro.
And I'm just trying to have a regular conversation with y'all, bro.
That's not gonna work.
When they asked me to step out of the vehicle, you should have done that shit. So your partner didn't even ask.
Marijuana in his right pocket.
Yes.
There you go. Bingo. He had marijuana in his right pocket. That really the police didn't even have to find, like, if he wouldn't have acted crazy, the police wouldn't have probably even found out that he had marijuana in his right pocket. because they would have wrote him a ticket. He would have went about his way. But also, maybe that wouldn't be the case. Let's keep watching, because if I remember right, he also had a suspended license from what I heard from somebody else. So let's keep watching.
So why close the door if you see him pull up? Because, man, what you mean? He coming out arresting me and stuff, but I didn't do nothing.
No resisting, idiot.
I didn't do nothing wrong. Can you back me up to the car after me up? Sit up. You both man.
It's 57. Approximately 30-year-old problematic. Last race. I did. Thank you. I know. You should push me those on. No. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now look at all of this. Not just him being bruised, the police officers are bruised up. All because this man did not listen. So to y'all supporting this man, if you're one of those people who are supporting him, which I know most of y'all aren't, but if you happen to be watching this and you are supporting him, I hope you watch this whole video to the end to see how he's been acting.
That day I just really wanted to know, why I was getting pulled over and why I needed to step out the car when I know I didn't do nothing wrong.
He didn't do any wrong. He knows that he didn't do anything wrong. Now, we just watched the footage, sir. It looks like, from what we can see and what we heard, you were resisting arrest. You weren't complying with the officer's order since the very beginning, and you faced some consequences. And now you're more than likely facing charges. Be real. Take accountability for your actions. Be responsible. Take personal responsibility. Okay?
I was really just scared to see that video.
And I understand him being scared. Okay? I understand that. But this is the thing, is you can't let fear lead you to making the wrong decisions. Okay? You've got to make sure you're complying with the officer. This could have been an easy thing. And also think about this. The officer was probably scared. He's got a family just like you do. He doesn't know if you're going to pull a gun on him. He doesn't know what's going on. And we know all of this happened because you had weed on you. So the whole, I was scared, you wouldn't be scared if you weren't breaking the law. Come on, let's be serious.
Made me go back to the moment when I was 22. It hurted. It made me upset. Mm-hmm. But I seen what my son did that I had to do. And he sought right. And he did right. To see that, it's a hurting feeling to be a father that loved God first, and to see all my kids not being able to wake up in the morning and get my phone call saying your child is gone. Wow. That's a hurting feeling, but I thank God. Yes. Because God got him. I want you.
So people, black people in particular, will see a clip like that of the father crying. He's making it seem like his son was mistreated. And then we end up having riots in the street. We got to have an honest conversation. This young man is not a victim. He chose to not abide by the law. He had marijuana on him. He didn't have a seatbelt on. His headlights weren't on when apparently the headlights were supposed to be on in the state that he was in. And then he was resisting arrest. There were several things he did wrong, and hopefully he learns from this situation. Thankfully, he still has his life, and he can move on from this. He can learn from this. But the parents need to teach him responsibility and accountability. He did wrong in this situation. He's not a victim. So I think there has to be, use this as a learning lesson and move on. But instead, you see the family taking it to the next level, and now they're filing a lawsuit. Let's listen to this lawyer.
Try to
Ben Crump.
put yourself in our shoes. Try to put yourself in William's shoes just for a second. The police stop you and tell you, you say, why are you stopping me? And they say, well, you don't have your headlights on and it's raining. And you look and you're like, there's no rain. And why are you stopping me? And all he does, why I says a Rosa Parks 21st century moment, he as a black person says, you know, I'm tired of it. I'm going to try to demand my constitutional rights.
This is what's wrong with the black community. This is what's wrong with black culture. The culture is lifting up people who decide to commit crimes and calling them Rosa Parks 2.0s. No, this young man is not a Rosa Parks. Okay? His actions are nothing like Rosa Parks. He had weed on him when he shouldn't have, and he was scared, so he decided that he was going to give the officers a hard time. Come on, y'all. Please tell me you're seeing right through this.
Only thing that William McNeil did. And that's the only thing you would want your children to do. To say, as a citizen, don't I have the right to know why you're violating my Fourth Amendment rights against search and seizure? Unlawful.
Well, once they have a probable cause, they can actually search the car. So there's I mean, he's a lawyer. He knows this.
That's it. Nothing more. So search your hearts, America. If this was your child, wouldn't you be proud that William kept his calmness and his demeanor and de-escalated it?
Do you really think that William kept his calm and demeanor? Because to me, it looked like William kind of made this situation worse for himself. Anyways, thank y'all for watching this video. If you like this video, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and yeah, you'll hear from me soon, okay? Love you guys.